Ding dong, I have a question for you. If you like Joker from Batman, and you like Berlin from Money Heist, and you like Joe from You, and you also liked a muscular big daddy guy from Avengers, but at the same time you didn't like Patrick from the movie American Psycho, and you didn't like Anton from No Countries for Old Men, then the question for you is this: why is it that you liked some psychopathic characters while others you didn't like them? And if on that you're gonna tell me it is because Berlin is so charming and Joe is so cute, so is Patrick. He's handsome, he's rich, he's smart, and who in the fuck finds Thanos sexy? Unless you are into purple big daddies who are muscular. But in this video we're not going to talk about kinks unless you're a lady. That was a joke. Well, let's put that aside and let's explore what is the topic of today's video. Well, in today's video we're going to think why is it that we like some characters and what it tells us about ourselves, because everything that we like, especially in characters, it is a reflection of who we really are. So that is why I found this topic very interesting. I chose to talk about this topic. It is because when I was thinking about why is it that I like Joker and Thanos the most, it told me something about myself, and that is why I'm making this video. So my name is Ishan Ali and you are on Diary of a Brown Boy. Before we understand why we like the characters that we like, let's first take a look at why we did not like some characters which were kind of same. Again, in order for us to understand that, we need to understand something about psychology. And before I talk about psychology, let me tell you and let me make it very clear that what I'm gonna tell you, it's not an accurate information. But since we both are stupid, so in order for us to understand, I'm gonna speak in a very common language, but what I'm gonna say, it's not agreed upon between psychologists. So keep that in mind. So in psychology, there exists a personality disorder which is called antisocial personality disorder, and under that disorder, psychopath and sociopaths fall. If your brain still functions, then you must be asking yourself this question: what is the difference? In simple, the difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is the same difference between you and the guy your girlfriend tells you not to worry about. Okay, let's get serious about it. The difference between a psychopath and a sociopath is that a psychopath mostly feels like they are born that way. They don't have feelings. They feel disconnected from the world. It feels like they don't have any moral values and they never become vulnerable. It's
I have all the characteristics of a human being. Flesh, blood, skin, hair. But not a single clear, identifiable emotion, except for greed and disgust.
It's just that they are living human killing robots. That's what it feels like. Obviously these movies can be great, entertaining, but because these characters feel so much disconnected from the reality, they don't have any purpose or a sense of morality, we cannot relate with them. So we might enjoy the movie for the sake of violence and art and all that, but we don't remember those characters. Those characters don't stick with us. While on the other hand, when we talk about sociopaths are not born that way. They become that way. Something happens in their life which makes them the way they are, and at the same time they have some kind of a purpose, some kind of a goal, a moral value system, and due to all that we kind of relate to them, and that is why when such characters are played in a great way, we remember them. And that is why you will see a lot of people putting Thanos, Joker as their profile picture, and a lot of people actually discussing about if whatever Joe did, was it right or was it wrong. So that is a difference between a psychopath and a sociopath. So in short, why we don't like psychopaths is because we cannot relate to them. And now let's talk about sociopaths, what qualities they have which make us interested in them. So in order to understand why we like the characters that we like, I'm gonna talk about 4 characters: Berlin, Joe, Thanos, and Joker. Now when it comes to Joker, we're gonna take 2 movies as its references. The first movie is going to be the Batman, and the second movie is going to be the Joker. You know, while making this video, something hit my mind. You know how we all think that only ladies like bad boys and they friend zone good boys? We boys are not very different. If you like Joker, if you like Berlin, if you like Joe and Thanos, then we boys also like bad boys. So now we're gonna talk about the qualities that all of these characters have in common, and the first quality all of them have in common is confidence. So when we look at all of these characters, one thing becomes crystal clear is that all of them believe in themselves. It doesn't matter if what they're gonna do is going to be hard or they don't have anyone in their team. And throughout the time where we look at them, we never found a single moment that they won't be able to achieve their goal. And the second thing that all of them have is smartness. All of them are masterminds. For example, when Berlin did that act where he made the public in his favor by pretending to be a very victimized thief, that he became that way when he knows that he's a bitch. He even admits that. And he's also very good when it comes to controlling people. And when it comes to Joe, he's also a mastermind. He becomes everything that a person would want him to be, and that will make that person fall in love with them. And not just that, he's very good at observing people. And on top of that, he reacts very calmly in situations where most people will be extremely reactive. And when it comes to Joker, Joker is like, all right, I know how to beat Batman, and he hits exactly where he needed to hit Batman. When it comes to Thanos, he was more of a powerful, but at the same time he was smart, especially when he played a trick on Guardian of the Galaxy, stupid person. Yeah, so that is a second quality that all of them have. And one of the quality that is some kind of a philosophy. For example, when we look at Berlin, he have a philosophy about love, that betrayal is an inherent part of love.
La traición no depende de cuánto amas a alguien ni de cómo, depende de la magnitud del dilema que te pongan delante.
The reason why I liked Berlin is for the thing that he said about a nuclear baby, right?
What you'll see between her legs is a nuclear warhead that'll destroy all. First, the wonderful cave that you used to put your dick in will never be the same. And while she curses your name and asks for the epidural, she'll shit herself. Do you know what she's telling you with that? That she will no longer be sexy. That from now on, that fatso will be the center of the universe.
I'm not a sexist, but he got a point there. Okay, he got a point. When it comes to Thanos, he have a philosophy about sacrifices.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
When it comes to Joe, he talks about how Frankenstein was not the monster. The monsters were actually the people who looked like humans. And when it comes to Joker, he have this philosophy that these humans, they are just another animal. And they're just evil because of the law. If the law will not be there, they will all become animals.
Chips are down. These civilized people, they'll eat each other.
So all of them have some kind of a thoughts about the nature of humans and this world. And the third quality all of them have is a sense of purpose. Berlin is like, before dying, I want to rob a bank and I want to make it success.
Y este golpe, Sergio, es una apología de la belleza. Es nuestra obra maestra.
When it comes to Joker, he's like, my purpose is to show the true nature of humanity to you.
They're only as good as the world allows them to be.
And when it comes to Joe, my personal favorite, he's like, I'm gonna make a girl like me and I will show you how you can do that. And when it comes to Thanos, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill a lot of people for the sake of people so that there can be balance. And he achieves his purpose, but he still fails. Insanity. Anyway, so that's a third quality they all of them have, is that they have a sense of purpose. And the next quality all of them have is that they all are crazy. Like, they don't care about themselves or the people. For example, Berlin put Tokyo outside, right? When it comes to Joe, he killed a lot of people. And when it comes to Thanos, he was crazy as well. Like, he was, I don't know if it's crazy or if it's a good thing that in his purpose, he actually killed the last person he loved. And when it comes to Joker, I think there is nothing to even say about it. That guy is completely crazy. Like, he does not care. He doesn't care about the money. When he burned that whole thing of money, I was like, dude, don't do that. At least don't show me. Anyway, so all of these qualities make us like them, just like them, because we are like, wow, it's such a great villain. They're mastermind, they're crazy, they're confident, they have a purpose, and they're crazy to do whatever they want to do. But the next quality they have, it is where we start liking them on a personal level, which makes us see them as humans, and we start thinking about why they became the way they are. And that quality is some kind of a moral value, ethics, rules which they give to themselves, and they're very strict on them. For example, when we look at Berlin, he's so crazy, he doesn't care about if someone dies or not, but he gives up his own life for the sake of his brother, or maybe dying in dignity, and he doesn't betray his brother at all. So even though he's a very bad character, he still have some kind of a moral values. The same thing goes with Joe. Maybe Joe can be a very bad person, but he doesn't kill anyone for the sake of killing. He doesn't enjoy killing people. He kills people, he thinks that it's the best thing to do. So even though he has some kind of a value, he also protects little kids around him. When it comes to Thanos, the fact that he cries after sacrificing the person that he loved, it shows that he had values, he had feelings. So when we look at all these characters, when we all agree that we want to become like them, obviously we will have different moral values, a different purpose. We would argue if their actions were justified or not, but we still like them. We still find them interesting. But what makes us relate to them? At what point they became unforgettable for us, where they touch our heart and we just can't help ourselves but to like them more on a personal level? It is when we came to know why they became the way they become. For example, when we look at Joe, we can justify all his actions when we look at what happened with him. His parents abused him, and just like Joe, a lot of kids have also been abused by their elders on an emotional level, if not on a physical level. And a lot of us have been cheated to a certain degree in our relationships as well. Because of that, we develop a lot of trust issues, and it becomes hard for us to be vulnerable, or we become desperate of love, where we will become manipulative in order to get what we want. So when we look at the life of the Joe, a lot of people actually justified what he did. Obviously, it is highly arguable. I'm not going to talk about if it was justified or not, but despite he killing a lot of people, we still still like that character. Maybe when it comes to Berlin, he did not go through a lot of things. He actually fell in love 5 times and he was divorced, and then his life is going to end, and maybe something happened with his parents when he was a little kid and all that. We cannot help ourselves but to like him. But when we look at Joker, maybe we can relate to him because of the financial issues or the mental issues that we all face. So what really happens with Joker? He was a very good guy, but a lot of people made fun of him. He struggled a lot and he was just crushed down by the economical system, which was not uplifting him, and he was just miserable. And a lot of us have the same story. It is not because we are eating all the time. Obviously, opportunities have a huge role. Where you live will define how successful you can be. So after being so much pushed down, obviously anyone would break down the way Joker did, and they would not care about the world. They would want to burn the whole world down. And that is a reality of us. Even if we don't want to admit, we do in a way. We do feel angry, and that is why we will see a lot of hatred for billionaires. But that's another topic. If whatever they did, them paying taxes or not, it's another debate. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're talking about something else. All right, now let's talk about Thanos. What happens with him is that he knew that a lot of people around him are going to die. His whole planet will die if the people will not take immediate action in order to fix the problem. Maybe the problem was of consumption of the resource. And doesn't we all live in the same era where we have this climate change and a lot of consumerism and a lot of nuclear weapons, and we get angry at the humans and we're like, maybe we should kill a lot of humans in order to save humanity. Okay, I'm not like that. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that all of these characters have something which we all can relate to, and when we see these characters being played out, we just relate to them. We see that they were good guys, something bad happened in their life, so they became hard and insensitive to the world, and they gave themselves a kind of a purpose. So right now we are in a phase where we are broken, just like old Joker, Joe, and we want to become someone like that. So now I'm going to talk about the reason why I made this video, what me liking these characters told me about myself. So I was sitting and I was going through my gallery and I saw that I had some posts and some videos from Thanos. And I sat back and I started reflecting, why is it that I liked Thanos a lot? Why is it that? And it was because I agreed with him on some points back then. I was a guy who became radical that there needs to be some kind of a change, and we need to do and we need to take desperate measures in order to fix the problem. And when I looked at Thanos, he was a guy who was very good at it. He was like, I will sacrifice all those people.
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
So when I looked at all those things, I was very inspired. I could relate to him on a deeper level because I was like, so many people are dying in here, and there, and we're not doing anything about that, right? Maybe we need to kill a lot of humans in order to fix all that. Not kill, but educate. Like, just do something about what is happening with all that warfare. And when it comes to Joker, the thing that I like the most about him is that touch of madness that he have. Like, he doesn't care a lot about the world. He doesn't care what are the consequences going to be. At some point, we all want to be crazy. We all are tired of following the rules and living in norms. Obviously, we should have some values and some limitations, but sometimes they feel too much. So this is what it told me about myself, and I was like, okay, that is the kind of person I am. And I know no one is going to comment on because no one is watching this, but one day you will see, and when you will see, comment. Okay, I want to know. So I hope you will have a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.